Mike, do you have some water? Do you have a lot of things to like lubricate? 'Cause you're gonna be talking a lot.
I know. I have the water right there.
Calling to order the regular meeting of the Wheeling Plant Commission for Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Commissioner Riles.
Here.
Commissioner Smart.
Here.
Commissioner Heiken.
Here.
Commissioner Sprague is here. Commissioner Carl.
Here.
Commissioner Meyer.
Present.
Chairman Johnson.
Here. Mr. Robles, any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
All right. A lot of people came in late. I don't know if we have any citizens' concerns and comments that are not related to any of the docket items. If so, nope. Okay. We have no consent items, so we'll just get right into it. We have a very full agenda here. So first up is docket number PSP MIN 26-0001. Request for a minor site plan and appearance approval for installation of a fence enclosure for Aurora doors and windows. Steve, what have you got on this one?
Yes, the petitioner, Aurora Doors and Windows, is requesting the minor site plan and appearance approval for the installation of a fence enclosure within the rear portion of the parking lot, within the center of that parking lot. It's on the east side of the property. The proposed 6-foot-tall fence will consist of white panels. In the staff report, it mentions composite panels. We did receive contact from the petitioner that they are potentially considering PVC white panels rather than the composite. So we'll want to have that clarified with the petitioner. And then the vehicle access to that enclosure will be provided by a steel and chain link slide gate that's located on the north end of the enclosure area. The site plan also shows an overhead door on the plans. That door was permitted separately and it has been installed, so that is not part of this review here. It's simply just the fence enclosure.
Okay.
In terms of parking, some of the parking spaces will be blocked off, obviously because of the enclosure. However, there will be about 26 surplus spaces left, as well as additional spaces for employees and guests and other visitors to the site. So this will not impact any parking availability on the site. With that, staff is recommending approval subject to 3 conditions as stated in the staff report.
All right. Is the petitioner for this one here? Come on down. And just state your name and business address for the record, please.
Nina Anushkevich, 1475 Wheeling Road, Wheeling, Illinois, 60090.
Tell us about your project.
So we're requesting fence due to really high traffic. It's vehicles trying to cross, I guess, cut through the traffic. We have a lot of pedestrians, children walking past that overhead door. We are manufacturing windows, so we have a lot of glass that we unload using the forklift. We have a lot of heavy materials that's been unloaded and loaded on the commercial vehicles. So we would really like to close that area to, I guess, for safety mostly, as well as we would like to store our vehicles in there because we had issues. We have another building in Wheeling, and we had, 5 or 6 times of catalytic converters being stolen from us. So we would like to store the vehicles behind the fence at this location as well.
Okay. I'm just going to ask if anyone's got any questions on this. Nope. Anybody down here?
Nope.
Then I would like to hear a motion.
So moved. Second.
Meyer and Smart.
Meyer, Smart. Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Next up, PSU 260005, request for special use approval to permit a recreation and instruction facility. Surprisingly, at the same address as that last one. Go ahead.
Eric Ocampo, 1475 Wheeling Road, Suite 120, Wheeling. Lee C. is seeking special use approval to permit a recreation and instruction facility, Iron Fist Boxing and Fitness, located at 1475 Wheeling Road, Suite 120, which is zoned I-2, Light Industrial and Office, and I-3, General Industrial pursuant to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.10, use regulations and associated sections. A special use is defined in the zoning code as a use of parcel land that requires review and consideration before approval due to the potential for negative impacts on surrounding properties. In order to be considered for a special use, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed use will not damage the enjoyment or use of the surrounding properties. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that their request meets the standards for a special use as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Steve, anything on this one?
Yeah, just a quick summary. Iron Fist Boxing and Fitness is seeking the special use for an indoor boxing and fitness training facility, which is classified as a recreational and instructional facility. The facility will offer both individual training and structured programs. Classes are proposed to be held between 9 and 11 a.m. and in the evening from 5 to 9. Within the provided information, there wasn't a specification on the number of employees, so staff has included a condition that there be at least one employee on site at all times. And then in regards to the operations, to focus it on just the training and classes, staff has also added a condition that the facility be used exclusively for boxing and fitness-related training and classes, and that no tournaments, parties, or events or similar activities are to be permitted. With that, staff is recommending condition approval, and there are 4 total conditions that staff are 5. Five, yes, 5 total
Why
conditions.
don't you go ahead and read the other 3?
Okay, yeah, so there's, the other 3 are, the facility shall be used exclusively for boxing, known related activities, competitive events, exhibitions, or large gatherings, shall require additional village approval. All activities shall be conducted entirely within the indoor facility. And the last one is the wheeling sign permit shall be required prior to installation of any exterior signage at the subject property.
Is the petitioner for this one here? I need to swear you in because this is a public hearing, so do you swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth?
Yes.
And state your name and business address for the record.
Eric Ocampo, 1475 South Wheeling Road.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about your project.
Well, what I do is I have group classes that I do. So I have a kids boxing program that I do every day, every evening. And, you know, usually teaching them self-defense. You know, we don't fight or we don't, you know, have any events there. It's a workout. Every day is a different type of workout, and you know, kids all ages are welcome. And just the place gives them a place for them to come unwind and just, you know, let their frustrations out, you know, rather than being at home all day doing nothing. So and I also have group classes for adults, which is boot camps, which is more weight and cardio based training, meal plans and all that as well. You know, to help out if they want to be on a special diet or if they want, you know, a little bit of help with that, I also do that.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here that wanted to speak on this? I see no one. So, again, I'll just ask down the line if anyone's got any questions. No?
Nope.
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 I do.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Chairman Johnson. Is there a bathroom in this? I don't see a bathroom on the.
Yeah, so the bathroom is a public bathroom that's in the hallway. So if you, where the entrance is to my little area there, there's another hallway and the bathroom is in that hallway. So there's two actually. There's a women's and a men's bathroom in there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay. We read the conditions, so if there's no other questions, a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer, Heiken. Commissioner Meyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken,
Yes.
Commissioner Riles,
Yes.
Commissioner Smart,
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes, Commissioner Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. You're all set with
Thank you very
us.
much. Thank you.
You will be going to
The village board, yes.
village board. Do we
That'll
have a date?
be, yes, that'll be the June 1st meeting.
June 1st, the village board has the final say.
Okay.
Okay?
We'll follow up with you on the next meeting.
Then we need a motion to close PSU 260002.
So moved.
Second.
Carl and Meyer.
Commissioner Carl,
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Riles,
Yes.
Commissioner Smart,
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken,
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes, Chairman Johnson.
Yes. That was actually PSU 260005. I got ahead of myself. All right, next up, PSU 260002, request for amendment to ordinance 2024-5678, which granted special use for the Forest View mixed-use development. Mr. Secretary.
Forest View LLC, 370 West Dundee Road, Wheeling. Property owner is seeking an amendment to ordinance number 2024-5678, which granted special use for final plan unit development approval for the Forest View mixed-use development located at 350 East Dundee Road, which is zone MXC, commercial residential mixed use, pursuant to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.10, use regulations and associated sections. A text amendment is an amendment to the map and/or text of the zoning ordinance which affects the whole village. In order to be considered for a text amendment, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed text amendment is compatible with Title 19 and the comprehensive plan. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request meets the standards for text amendment as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony supporting material submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Steve, what you got on this one?
Yes, the petitioner is seeking amendments to their approved final PUD to modify some select components of the development. That includes modifications to some building exterior elements, lighting, and then some internal layout modifications. In terms of the exterior, the approved final PUD included custom fabricated black metal awnings with solid panel elements to be installed around the majority of the building between the first and the second floors. The petitioner is now proposing to revise the awning design to have an open frame style design. So that just requires that's part of that change. And with that, the awnings did include recessed downlighting within those awnings to provide some night illumination on those storefronts. Because that design is now being altered, they're now having to alter the lighting as well. So what is being proposed is through the use of exterior grade rope lighting that will be recessed within the facade to provide the rope lighting. So we've worked with the petitioner to make sure that the rope lighting meets the code because we do have some prohibitions on rope lighting around storefronts. So this is not something that would be subject to that. So this is more of a lighting element that is now part of the building facade rather than added on lighting. In terms of the parking lot modifications, they are also increasing a couple of the light poles from 23 feet to 30 feet. This is just to provide consistency throughout the site. I guess there are some varying light poles that are different heights, so they're providing a uniform height to all the light poles. With that, the petitioner did provide a revised photometric plan that shows that the lighting levels at the property lines remain unchanged. So the lighting levels won't affect the adjacent properties, and they do comply with the village standards. In terms of the residential units, through the evolution of the permitting and construction documents, there's been some modifications to the second and through fourth floor residential units to refine those a little bit further, provide more detail with that, as well as some adjustments in the efficiency in one-bedroom residential units, which allowed for those units to be reduced from the minimum 675 square feet to, well, the relief that was granted in the final PUD was down to 567 square feet. That has been revised, and so now the petitioner has provided for a total of 10 residential units that will be within that. The staff report does note 12, but that's an error based on a plan that needed to be corrected, which we have received the corrected plan on that. In terms of the fourth floor changes, essentially, again, more refinement from the PUD to construction phase. The outdoor decks, the rooftop decks have increased in size to provide more usable outdoor space for the fourth floor units, as well as incorporating divider walls between those individual deck spaces to provide, privacy there. So that's been an additional detail with that. So all said and told, these are just refinements to the final PUD that just required the replacement of those plans to the new plans that are being considered. Staff is recommending approval of the proposed changes, and there are two conditions to the staff recommendation.
Thank you. And the petitioner is here, I presume?
There's three of us, so, we'll take turns.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Again, it's a
Thanks for
public
having
hearing.
us back.
So
A couple of years now.
you guys all gonna talk?
Yeah.
Get up. You swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth.
I do.
And then as you come up, state your name and business address.
Boris Stradievsky, 370 West Dundee, just across the street, for a business address.
Oh, okay.
And this is my son Dennis and Thomas, our consultant for space consultant. That's all.
All right. So,
I'd like to start at the very beginning of what was discussed regarding modifications of sizes. Actually, we do not have anything that's 567 square feet any longer. Our average size is 633 for the units that are actually been reduced down size. We are dealing with an existing structure, so we're forced to go column to column when we build. And we were able to actually irk out a little extra space out of the nukes and turns and such that were there to begin with. So actually, we were able to increase the size of the units that we initially asked for from 567 feet to an average of 633. And therefore, we removed the needs for studios and created them as one bedrooms. As far as the changes from the one bedroom plus a study. Once again, it's the same thing. We went column to column. We were able to irk out a little more space. So therefore, we were able to install closets, and they became 2 bedrooms versus 1 bedroom and a study. That's really the only changes that were made, but they were actually to our benefit and the benefit of potential tenants in the building, because when we looked at the building, we didn't really see all those corners and turns that we were able to incorporate into the apartments, and thankfully we were. So that's really on the size of the units. If there's any questions on that, I'm happy to answer.
no, we'll see.
Okay, if we continue with that, absolutely. If we continue with that, I believe the awning issue is somewhat of a misunderstanding. When we initially requested asked for awnings to be installed. We did mention that there will be a cover for the roof, but when we submitted the PUD, it was already submitted without the roof. Without the detail of the light change, but without the roof cover. So the original PUD did not call for the roof cover. It was not there. But what we did find is that the lights themselves, if we were to install them in the openings, would be somewhat unsightly and possibly some kind of, a danger to elements. So a decision was made to look for a different lighting feature, and what we've basically created here is not the same as ordinance calls for. This is inside the window sill itself. It's not an outside element. It's not lighting outside. It's lighting literally the opening itself. I think it makes the building very attractive. I hope everyone looking at it could consider it. But that was the idea, and we just found a best solution we could. Rather than installing little spotlights here and there, we just thought that this would light it up really nicely.
You're still going to have the uplighting?
Absolutely. We have uplighting throughout the property, but mostly in the green areas, uplighting the trees and the, the difficulty with the uplighting was the residents, obviously. We don't want to create anything that's going to light into their, into the windows, no matter what the coverings are. Same thing with our street lights. We went through some changes with them and pointed them in the right directions, purchased diffusers so that we can, be good neighbors to our neighbors and also not create the same problem for our tenants living in the building,
Okay. Anything else?
Let me just go through what else is here. The awnings, the size of the units. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. So we have a gentleman representing our architectural team, and he can explain some of the reasons why we've extended the decks, other than having more useful space for residents. There were other reasons for it, and I'll let Thomas explain that.
All right. Name and business address, please.
Yeah, my name is Thomas Gustowski, and I want to tell about why we decreased the balconies on the fourth floor. The reason is the existing structural. The first concept was with heavy metal gauge, and we changed this for light gauge structural for this addition on the fourth floor. And we moved the exterior walls, and we decreased the balconies because we want to have the exterior walls sitting on the existing beam. This is the reason.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
As I mentioned, it's an existing structure, so for us,
Yeah.
in order not to create any more columns and any more, in place of it, we just went beam to beam, column to column. That way, we're within the existing structure, and not requiring to create any more, support for the existing structure. To be honest with you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, let's see what the commission has for this one. Since this is a little more complicated, we're going to go person by person. We'll start with Commissioner Riles.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I actually don't have any questions.
Okay. Commissioner Smart.
I don't have any questions either. I just think the building looks terrific.
Thank you so much. We're trying.
Commissioner Hyken.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of Commissioner Smart. I like the uplighting.
Thank you.
Very smart. Looks a lot classier. Not that the other didn't. This looks a lot better. That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have nothing.
Commissioner Carl.
I also have nothing.
Thank you.
Commissioner Meyer.
I also have nothing, but again, the rendering looks really good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Again, this is a public hearing. Is there anybody in the audience that wanted to speak on this? Did have someone sign up, but if he wants to, come on up. Mr. Goldman. And please give us your address.
191 Shadow Bend Drive.
Okay?
The issue that we had originally was the fact that one of their lights in the parking lot was shining directly into our bedrooms. Made it very nice during the evening when it was light in there. We talked to someone at the Wheeling Village Hall. They talked to, I guess, the ownership, and they since turned that light off.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that either that light remains off after the final thing is adjudged, or they put a shield on it to protect light from coming into our bedrooms.
Now, where exactly are you in relationship to
Right
the building?
behind them.
Right behind, oh, okay.
In fact, I took a picture,
Okay.
if anyone wants to see it, just from my window to that light, and you can see how much it's lighting up the entire area.
Can I have a closer look? Oh, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
During the winter, it's a problem. During the summer, when there's a tree
Sure.
between us, it's not that big of an issue.
Okay. Ask the petitioner if they're going to address this.
Certainly. So it has been addressed. We did turn it off. We did order the cover. Yeah, the light shields have been ordered. It is it's taking a little bit longer than we anticipated, but that light can turn off. It's actually been approved as a photometric, but if it creates a problem, we don't have an issue of turning it off.
Yeah, if it's bothering the neighbors, if you can
We
put
don't
a
have an
shield
issue of
on
turning
it, that'd
off
be great.
whatsoever.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's see, do we get through everybody? Is it me?
These are LED lights, so they're a little brighter than the old lights used to be. So
Hopefully they're good ones and not the ones that start
absolutely,
flashing.
No. These
a condition or no?
We don't need to add the condition because it was part of the original PUD that the lights have shields. So that's already part of that. That's not being modified here. So that's just something that staff will confirm as we get near final build out of everything.
Okay.
I like the rendering with the lighting, and it looks like you're moving along pretty good out there.
trying to. Thank you.
Steve, we got a couple of conditions on this one?
Yes, just two conditions. The first one is construction shall be in substantial compliance with the detail sheet, elevations, floor plans, lighting plans, last revised 4/21/2026, as well as the plans and documents of the final PUD approved under ordinance number 5678, that those plans not being modified or replaced by this particular request. And then the second one is all required wheeling construction permits shall be obtained prior to commencement of any work. Permits have been issued for all the current work right now. They're in for permits pending this outcome here, then we
Okay.
can then release that. So it's just a belt suspenders.
And they're just modified permits, aren't they then?
There's a series of permits, so they're all kind of in sequence, so. yeah.
Okay.
There's a number of permits here.
Lots of permits.
Yes, lots of them.
Okay, any other questions from the group?
Yes, real quick. I'm just a little curious about security issues. So say, for instance, you put the shield on the particular light, or, it dims it somewhat in that parking lot area. You will have some cameras?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the whole building will have cameras throughout. It's still being worked on because we're still working on the fourth floor. Once we currently are monitoring our parking lot and the surrounding areas, but we will have cameras throughout the area as well.
I was just concerned
We are
with,
currently monitoring the building as well.
very good. I was just concerned with overnight activity if, God forbid,
No
but,
problems there. When the building was vacant, I think we've used services a lot. We've
Yeah.
called the police quite a few times.
Sure.
Kids, curbs.
Of course.
Skating.
Yeah.
And then, some people like the copper, so, we've had break-ins and stuff like that, and
Sure.
with the alarms in place. But it's all been good so far,
Good.
We've been working in there, so we have people from early in the morning till the end of the day, and then the first floor is occupied. So there are 3 businesses already on the first floor, so they're there pretty much till certain hours of the day. It helped a lot.
excellent.
Once building becomes, has residents, these things go away, sort of by themselves.
No other questions. Thank you so much.
I understand you have businesses on the first floor now?
Yes, sir. We do. They've moved in several months ago. We received a partial occupancy, a temporary certificate of occupancy for them. Each of the businesses has business licenses in Wheeling, obviously. So we have a medical group, an office use, and a daycare.
Right.
Only 3 tenants.
Ma'am, you had a question?
It was actually about the security cameras, because
Oh.
I live right behind there also.
Okay.
And so I just wanted to make sure I have very small children.
You do need to come up here and
Please.
make it official.
Thank you, sounds good.
And just state your name and address.
Katie Bartel, 185 Shadow Bend Drive, so I'm literally right behind there.
Oh, okay.
And so my yard backs up to that opening where there's a fence. So there's a fence at that line right there. There is an opening, so it is possible to go in and out of the parking lot through my backyard. And there's a lot of people that go in and out of there. So my concern with 2 small children is, will there be security cameras to monitor who is going in and out of there? Because there is quite a bit of traffic, people, walking their dogs, which obviously we don't have a problem with. But when it was vacant, there is a lot of extra business going on back there. And I could see it from my bedroom because I could see into the parking lot from my bedroom window. So my concern is, will there be security cameras? In addition to the lights, if they're off, can we still see what's going on in there? Is there a way to shut that fence back there at all or close it up even more? There's just that slight opening where people can easily walk in between the fenced area in our backyard into the Shadow Bend community.
Okay.
Yes.
If I may.
Yes.
So, absolutely, there was quite a lot of traffic when the building was vacant. And I would say 90% of that traffic was from Shadow Bend. Because
yeah.
people walk their dogs and they just felt that this was a good place to walk their dogs. Now, that fence is not on our property. So
it's
we
not.
can't, we can't continue the end of that
So
fence.
that Shadow Bend,
It's a Shadow Bend's, it's not
HOA.
our fence. And then besides that, even if you did sort of extended the fence by another 6-8 feet, the forest preserve is right there, so you just walk around it, There's really no way to cut that off completely. But we will have cameras there 24 hours a day, and we will have, they're connected to to my son's telephone, to our computer, and we get notices and all that stuff. So there'll probably be more than 30 cameras in the building, at least 30 cameras.
very good. It's something you might want to take up with your HOA then, if you want to see that fence closed.
Yeah, it's sort of, it abuts, it ends right on the forest preserve. So even if you ended the fence right there, you could just walk around the tree and you'll be right
Okay.
in our lot, yeah.
All right.
Another situation, the cameras that you're going to put up, are they going to be accessing the privacy in the back of Shadow Bend? Or
Cameras
just,
face down, they face down.
okay.
For people that are walking down, not for anything above 8 feet. There's nothing flying above 8 feet is going to come into the building. So everything inside the building will be pointed to the doors. Everything outside is going to be pointed to the walking areas and not to the, neighbor's yard or anything like that. And we want to secure the building as much as anyone else.
All right. Any other questions down at this end?
No, sir.
All right, then, with the conditions, so, motion.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer, Smart?
Yep.
Commissioner Meyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Smart,
Yes.
Commissioner Riles,
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken,
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes, Commissioner Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
you're all set, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. We'll continue working on the building and make it beautiful for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, we need a motion to close PSU 260002.
So moved.
Second.
That was Smart
Riles.
and
Riles.
Who second?
Meyer.
Meyer?
Meyer. Commissioner Smart,
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Riles,
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken,
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes, Commissioner Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. Okay, now we have PSU 260006, request for special use approval for a recreational and instructional facility, Mr. Secretary.
Alina Jaluri, 228 McHenry Road, Wheeling, Illinois. Lisi is seeking special use approval to permit the operation of a recreational and instructional facility for Marigym LLC Gymnastics and Fitness Center located at 228 McHenry Road, which is Zone B2, Neighborhood Commercial, pursuant to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.10, Use Regulations and Associated Sections. A special use, as defined in the zoning code, is a use of parcel of land that requires review and consideration before approval due to the potential for negative impacts on surrounding properties. In order to be considered for a special use, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed use will not damage the enjoyment or use of the surrounding properties. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that their request meets the standards for a special use as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Steve?
Yes, the recreational instructional special use request is to allow for Marigym to provide structured programming for children, including gymnastics, fundamentals, dance, choreography, and related youth fitness activities. The program instruction is intended for children ages 3 to 14 with up to 12 students per class. The proposed hours of operation would be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Fridays, and 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. There's no outdoor activities or any food or anything like that proposed with this request. Staff is recommending approval subject to 5 conditions.
All right. I assume you're the petitioner.
Yay.
It's public hearing, so raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth?
Yes.
And state your name and business address, please.
Elena Deluri, 228 McHenry Road, Wheeling, 60090.
Thank you. All right, tell us a little bit about your project.
Yep, so I'm the gymnastics coach already 8 years. So we decided to, I just moved to United States. I work in Canada and Ukraine. And so here I decided to open our own studio, recreational gymnastics and dance for kids from 3 to 14 years old. Actually, you said that it would be up to 12 kids, but it's only if kids 6 to 10 years old, 6 to 14. For kids 3 to 5, it's up to 8 kids. So we can give them more attention and keep everyone in our, I say, because they are small, they are running everywhere. So yeah, it's more like for fun, not the competitive sport, so everyone can come and join us to have sessions with us.
Okay. Let's start at the other end. Commissioner Meyer.
Good evening. Thank you for your very professional submission with the class schedules and the age ranges. I don't really have any questions, but I'm excited to see your business here.
Thank you.
Commissioner Carl.
I have no questions.
Great.
Nothing for me, thank you.
Commissioner Heiken.
Just thank you for coming to Wheeling, and it's well needed. That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Smart.
Thank you. Good luck. This looks like a really fun place.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Yeah,
Commissioner Riles.
I'm a big fan of gymnastics, and I think it's very beneficial and helpful for the youth to teach them about their character, to discipline, the whole 9 yards. So thank you so very much, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
And I only had one major concern, at least I feel it's a major concern, is your hours of operation coincide with the busiest times of the restaurant next door, as far as people picking things up while you're dropping kids off. It's gonna lead to some issues, I think, but
We have the parking lots just in front of our space, so parents are coming, drop off the kids with them. That's our rules, that kids can enter only with parents and can exit only with parents. So they are coming outside, and we don't let them to park up in front of the space.
Okay, so they're not going to be able to just park by the curb?
Yeah,
and-
only the parking lots. Mhm.
'Cause I know on some nights that parking lot fills up in front of El Famous,
Yeah, I know. But
especially
it's
Taco
good for,
Tuesday.
it's good for our other businesses, like our parents are coming while they are waiting, they are going to bakery, to cafe, everything, so we are expanding.
Yeah, it might be good for the other businesses there.
Yeah.
Just keep a heads up on it, and I don't know what could be done differently, but
Of course,
I wish you a lot of luck.
thank you.
So with that, conditions, sir?
Yes, there are 5 conditions. The first one, any significant expansion of hours or modification to the operating schedule as presented in the petitioner's project description letter dated April 26, 2026 shall require review and approval by the village through an amendment to the special use. Number 2, the petitioner shall submit an application for business license to the Community Development Department prior to appearing before the village board. Number 3, no food preparation and/or service shall be permitted at the facility. 4, all activities shall be conducted entirely within the indoor facility. And 5, a wheeling sign permit shall be required prior to the installation of any exterior signage at the subject property, subject to the requirements of Title 21.
Thank you. Any other questions from the group? Nope, nope. Then how about a motion?
So moved.
Second. Smart, Sprague?
Yep.
Commissioner Smart?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Carl?
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. You're all set.
Thank you so much.
You'll be going to the village board?
Same, the June 1st meeting.
June 1st.
Yes, and we'll follow up with you prior to that.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And now we need a motion to close PSU 26-0006.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer, Heiken?
Yep.
Commissioner Meyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Commissioner Smart?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Carl?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. Okay, we're moving right along. Next up is PSU 26-0007, request for special use approval to permit an animal hospital at 751 North Milwaukee. Mr. Secretary.
Anna Christek, DVM, 751 Milwaukee Avenue, Wheeling. Leasee is seeking special use approval to permit the operation of an animal hospital for Orsini Animal Hospital, PLLC, located at 751 North Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, which is zoned MXC, Commercial and Residential Mixed Use, pursuant to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.10, Use Regulations and associated sections. A special use is defined in the zoning code as a use of parcel of land that requires review and consideration before approval due to the potential for negative impacts on the surrounding properties. In order to be considered for a special use, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed use will not damage the enjoyment or use of the surrounding properties. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request meets the standards for a special use as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Steve, what you got on this one?
Yes, the special use request to operate the animal hospital would provide for individualized care for feline and canine patients. This tenant space was formerly occupied by the VGA, veterinarian hospital, in which the operation being proposed, or the proposed request would seek to operate a similar practice. Staff has clarified with the petitioner that the facility will not include overnight boarding or any grooming services. The proposed hours of operation are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturdays. And the much-requested dedicated pet relief area that was previously requested by VGA will remain in use, and the petitioner will keep that area dedicated for relief area and will be responsible for maintenance and cleanup of that area. Staff is recommending approval subject to 4 conditions.
Okay. Petitioner here? Good evening. Again, this is a public hearing, so I need to swear you in. You swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth.
Yes, I do.
And then state your names and business address, please.
I'm Anna Christek, and the address is 751 North Milwaukee Avenue.
Okay?
My name is Brad Hefner. I'm with RWE Design Build, and we're at 1303 Ogden Avenue in Downers Grove.
All right. Tell us about your project.
So we're looking to make this space
Be a little closer to the microphone, please.
We want to make this space a fear-free and feline-friendly hospital. So right now it's set up as an urgent care. So it's like all the exam rooms on one side. We want to have a dedicated feline entrance and feline exam rooms, as well as a treatment area to decrease fear, anxiety, and stress in those patients. So all of our renovations are mainly inside the hospital. We're not changing anything on the outside. As far as the pet relief area goes, we're gonna be, monitoring that in the morning, afternoon, and evening before we leave. There is a hose that we can attach to a spigot right there to be able to clean and keep that area sanitized. And then as far as, the surrounding businesses, there is a restaurant like right next to us, but they do have that privacy fence by the pet area. Our goal is to decrease sound and barking and things like that because they are triggers of stress to patients as well as the clients. So we plan to stagger appointments and do everything we can so that dogs aren't really meeting in the parking lot or crossing paths. And we don't plan on keeping any animals in a hospital unless they absolutely need to be there. We're also using Casco cages, which are ones that decrease sound as well. So as far as any noise complaints or noise that could come up, again, just the nature of it being a fear-free practice will help mitigate some of those concerns. And then again, we don't want tons of patients crossing paths, so the amount of parking that's there should be sufficient for the amount of appointments. We shouldn't have more than like 2 or 3 or 4 cars coming in at the same time, and our appointments will be a half hour for established patients and an hour for new patients, so that will, again, depending on how many patients we're seeing that day and how many doctors we have, again, it shouldn't be more than 3 or 4 cars coming at one time.
Okay.
Just wanted to add a little more. That was very well said, by the way. So we are a builder and architect for veterinary clinics around the nation. The infrastructure of the building is beautiful. It's very well prepared for veterinary clinics. So obviously it was before. So we think there's a wonderful location for these guys, and already having separate entrances to help create that fear-free capabilities is just perfect. So we're really looking forward to making this come to life.
Is there a lot of work needed inside?
No, not really. It's mostly cosmetic and a couple of repairs. So we're essentially only building a few new walls. So.
Very good. This is a public hearing. If there's anyone in the audience that wanted to speak on this, apparently not. All right. So, let's go down the line. Let's start at that end. Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. How you guys doing? Good. I'm just kind of curious. First of all, are you just taking care of dogs and cats, or what's the range of pets or animals that you tend to?
Dogs and cats for now. I mean, I sometimes will treat like rabbits and things like that, but it's not going to be our main thing because we won't have like a separate area for them. But like, it's one of those that we're licensed to treat all animals, right? So if someone came to me, they found a rabbit, like I'll help stabilize it and get it to go to the ER where it's supposed to go. But our main focus is cats and dogs.
Okay.
So
And
no birds or reptiles. I draw the line at mammals.
is this a facility where if something happened, say for instance, I don't have a dog, but if I had a dog and it was an emergency overnight, would I call you to help me or?
So if you were, if it's an emergency thing, they need to be overnight, I would refer you to a local hospital, like the Veterinary Specialty Center is fantastic, and they're not too far away. But if it's like your dog has an ear infection, a fractured toenail, you know, like that kind of thing, so more like non-emergent
Okay.
things that we can take care of, absolutely. Whereas the urgent care was more for those, still, they weren't planning on doing much surgery there. We'll still do soft tissue surgeries, so like spays and neuters, growth removals, laceration repairs and stuff, but during our open hours, not after hours.
Okay.
So,
And one last question. For those people who may not know, what do you do with the disposables, gauze, whatever you use for the surgical procedure? How do you dispose of that?
absolutely. So, like the gauze and everything, those can just go into the regular trash. But we do have sharps containers that we will be using a licensed company to take away that. The only other like hazardous materials that we would use would be like the formalin for biopsy jars and stuff like that. So they're contained, and if any of that is not used, there are special bins that we would put those materials into as well that you can't open. So once it goes in there, can't come out, same as the sharps container. So all those things would be removed that way.
Thank you. No other questions?
Mr. Smart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here. Pet relief area. I heard you say that you will be very diligent in cleaning it up.
Absolutely.
I just want to drive that point home, given the fact you have a drive-through with cilantro grill right there.
Absolutely.
So that's a multiple times per day cleanup, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we'll definitely make sure to check it first thing in the morning and have whenever the, receptionist has downtime to check it, but we will have scheduled times that they're going to be checking it throughout the day as well. But like, if there's any downtime, that's one of the things that the staff is responsible for doing, is checking to make sure that that area is clean.
Okay.
I did want to add, there is like a waste disposal container right there as well. So like we'll keep that stocked, and, so the clients, when they use it, they'll be able to pick up their own waste right away.
Okay, thank you. And one question for Steve. The picture that appears here with the fence, that there's no piece in between, it's open like that, right?
Correct, that's to allow for access for the pets and their owners.
Okay.
To access, yes.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Commissioner Heiken.
I have no questions, thank you.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening.
Evening.
You mentioned about some surgery. Is there a limit on what kind of surgeries that you will be able to perform?
I don't do any orthopedics.
Okay.
So it's more soft tissue type surgery. So that's going to be, like I said, growth removals, laceration repairs, typical spays and neuters, basic like nose surgeries for the smushy face dogs and things like that. But that's all soft tissue. So we don't plan on having any orthopedics. at
So
this
no
time.
like x-rays for a broken,
Oh, we can
legs.
diagnose a broken leg. We can definitely take x-rays and do all the diagnostics, but as far as repair, I would refer that out to a VSC.
okay. And then will it all be scheduled appointments or will there be walk-ins?
It's gonna be based on appointments. Now, if we have time and a walk-in comes in, I'm not gonna turn them away, but we are not gonna advertise as walk-in
Okay.
clinic, for sure.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Commissioner Carl.
My question is centered around this pet relief area as well. So more just trying to understand, it's a turf surface, right? And how do you, like, I mentioned a hose, like the urine, like how does that work? Like,
Yeah, I can speak on that a little
Yeah.
bit. So this was approved for the previous use, by the way.
Yeah.
So typically what's done is they create like a gravel base below the turf, and then the urine goes straight into the soil, basically straight down into the earth. Just like in your backyard. And then, if there is like lingering contamination, that's what the hose is for, we wash it down.
So you're just washing it into the ground,
Correct.
not so much like just pushing into the
Yeah.
roadways
Does
or
not
anything
go-
like that?
yeah, it does
Okay.
not go into the
That's
street.
kind of what I was trying to figure out. Okay. I believe that's all I have.
All right. Commissioner Meyer.
I don't have any questions, but happy to see your business come to Wheeling.
Thank you.
Okay, so are you considered a typical vet
Yes.
to go to for like rabies shots and things like that?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep, general wellness.
because the other one was not.
Correct. So that was more kind of like a minute clinic
Yeah.
or immediate care equivalent for humans.
Okay. So you expect to have repeat customers then?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is this your first office or?
Yes, this is a new business for me.
All right, that was the only questions I had. Conditions on this one?
Yes, the 4 conditions. First one being overnight boarding and grooming services shall not be permitted unless additional approval is received from the village for these services. Animals shall only be housed on site for limited durations when necessary for surgical procedures, diagnostics, or treatment. 2, the existing pet relief area located on the south side of the building shall be maintained in hygienic condition and utilized as the designated relief area for animals associated with the use. The petitioner shall be responsible for ongoing maintenance, including regular cleaning and waste removal. 3, the petitioner shall submit an application for business license to the Community Development Department prior to appearing before the village board. Number 4, a wheeling sign permit shall be required prior to the installation of any exterior signage at the subject property, subject to the requirements of Title 21.
Thank you. If there are no other questions, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer Riles.
Yep.
Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes?
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes,
Thank you, board.
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
When do you expect to be able to open?
So since we're making minimal changes inside the building, we're hoping for like construction time to be about 3 months once we get the permitting, so in the fall. would
In the
be-
fall? Okay, very good.
Thank you.
And you'll be going to the village board as well?
June 1st, yep.
Thank you.
All right, motion to close PSU 260007.
So move.
Second.
Carls and Meyer. Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson.
Yes. All right. PSU 260009, request for special use approval to permit a recreational and instructional facility at 714 South Milwaukee. Mr. Secretary.
Anastasia Fedorenko, 714 South Milwaukee Avenue, Wheeling, leasee, is seeking special use approval to permit a tutoring center, Children's Success Limited, classified as a recreation instruction facility located at 714 South Milwaukee Avenue, which is Zone B3, General Commercial and Office, pursuant to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.10, Use Regulations and Associated Sections. A special use is defined in the zoning code as a use of parcel of land that requires review and consideration before approval due to the potential for negative impacts on the surrounding properties. In order to be considered for a special use, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed use will not damage the enjoyment or use of the surrounding properties. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request meets the standards for special use as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. Steve.
Okay, so the special use request is to operate a tutoring center that will provide structured instruction in early childhood development, art education, literacy, and mathematics. The program is intended for children ages 12 months through 15 years. The classes will be conducted in small group settings with a maximum or around 4 children per group and will last approximately 45 to 60 minutes. Proposed hours are 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. There will be no food or food preparation on site and no sleeping or nap services. Again, this is a tutoring rather than a daycare, so none of that service will be included. Staff is recommending approval, subject to 6 conditions.
All right, we'll hold off on reading those. Hi,
Good afternoon.
need to swear you in too. Do you swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth?
Yes.
And your name and business address, please.
My name is Anastasia Fedorenko. Our business address is 714 South Milwaukee Avenue.
Thank you. Tell us about your project.
First of all, I want to tell all of you thank you for the opportunity to introduce our business here. I want to tell you a little bit about myself and my business partner. We came here to America. My partner came 4 years ago. I just arrived 2 years ago here. For over than 10 years, we've been operating similar business in Ukraine. We had the same tutor and learning center, and after that, we opened the huge daycare and the licensed private school. And it's still running there, regardless of the condition that our country is experiencing now. That's why we decided to use our experience here and see how it works in America. And we even have our students here coming to support back from Ukraine. So the main area that we conduct there is early childhood development, which starts for kids starting like 10 to 12 months. So it's like speech initiation, some sensory classes, so a lot. Also, we would like to expand maybe sometime later with the art classes, like school readiness, reading, and everything. So as here, we have huge community of people who recently moved here, and we believe that it's very important to help them to adapt and find new friends. And like early childhood development is the main thing that helps kids to socialize and feel confident before they go to the kindergarten, school, or any other. So a little bit about how we're planning that now. As I stated in the application, our working hours like 9 a.m. Like we do not start kids at 9 a.m. They come first class at 10 a.m., but like teachers come at 9 to get ready for that. So our classes last 45 to 60 minutes because kids are too small and it's hard to keep them concentrated longer. Parents always remain inside. With kids starting from 1 year old until 4, they always participate in the class. For the kids who are older, we have the camera in each class and they are connected to the waiting area so parents can observe what is happening there. I don't know what else to say. Our last class, I believe, finished at 7 p.m. Like the evening classes for kids who are coming after daycare starts 6 to 7, and that's it.
You did provide the video. I believe we have that, so if you'd like us to show
Yeah,
that,
absolutely.
we can-
I just wanted to show you a little bit how, like, that's some short parts of the classes that we provide that was made.
Very good. And it looks like the parents typically stay with
Yes.
with the smaller ones anyways.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what questions we have. Start with Commissioner Meyer on this one.
Good evening. Happy to see you here in front of us tonight. I just have one question, and it's related to the floor plan. I noticed there's only one bathroom area.
Yes.
Is there anything outside of your suite?
Nothing outside. I mean, one class is no more than 4 kids at a time.
Okay.
So like basically, we don't need anything more.
Okay, and I assume the kitchen is mostly for your
For staff.
employees? Okay, thank you.
My pleasure.
Commissioner Carl.
I have no questions, but I thank you for the video. That actually gave me a good
Absolutely.
understanding of what is and looks awesome.
Thank you.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no questions.
Commissioner Heiken.
I have no questions either. Thank you for choosing Wheeling, though. It's important.
Thank you. I've been living here for a year and a half, and I love the area and all our friends like based here, and my kids are going to school here, so.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner
Thank
Smart.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here. I have no questions. I also enjoyed the video, and thank you for being in Wheeling.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Riles.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm doing very good, thank you. I just wish I had popcorn. The video was fantastic.
I will send you more.
I'm just clear it up for me a little bit as far as the number of staff. You said, yeah, I understand it's going to be 2 in anticipation of growing to 5.
For now, it's only me and my business partner.
Okay,
We're just like testing that, and if it goes, we will like hire more people, but definitely for now, just 2 of us.
okay, because I see the hours is from 9 or 10 to 8. So how does that work?
We mostly have classes from 10 a.m. until noon, then we have the huge break until 5, and we would just work 5 till 7.
Okay,
So during the day, because kids are sleeping, someone goes to daycare or kids are at school, so we don't work during these hours.
okay, and is it kind of like a class setting? You say from 45 minutes to an hour that you're spending with the kids?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Steve, as far as that bathroom, obviously it would have to be ADA compliant. That would be
Correct, yes.
looked at. in
Yes, as part of
permitting?
the business license walkthrough, that
Okay.
will be looked at.
Because that does look like a small bathroom.
And if in terms of existing facilities, there are certain conditions that allow it to remain subject to particular hardware and stuff to make it as compliant as possible, but it may not be able to be fully compliant in terms of access, regarding the access radius and everything else, but in terms of door hardware, grab bars and everything else, those would definitely be required if they're not there now.
Okay. And one of the conditions is you're not serving food, but there is a kitchen there. Is that just for you and
That's
your
just
partner?
for stuff, and honestly, we haven't even put the kettle or microwave there yet, so we don't use it.
During that time when you're not working, you can
Yes.
make your own meals. Okay. All right, let's hear the conditions then.
Okay, first condition is fire alarm improvements, including pole stations and the proper coverage of audio and visual notification. Devices shall be provided/maintained throughout the tenant space in accordance with the 2025 edition of the NFPA 72 and the 2018 edition of the Illinois Accessibility Code. 2, the petitioner shall submit an application for business license to the Community Development Department prior to appearing before the village board. 3, no food service shall be permitted at the facility. 4, all activities shall be conducted entirely within the indoor facility. 5, the existing outdoor playground currently owned and operated by the Turkey Daycare shall not be utilized by the petitioner or their clients. And number 6, wheeling sign permit shall be required prior to the installation of any exterior signage at the subject property, subject to requirements of Title 21.
Thank you. Fire department have anything more?
No, besides not the upgrades that we mentioned. I haven't been in that space in a while, so I don't know if it has the proper coverage, so we'll make sure we'll have it, though.
Okay.
And it's a fully sprinkled building as well.
Oh, okay. I don't think engineering has anything on this one.
I do not.
Okay. In that case, if there's no other questions, motion.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer, Riles?
Yep.
Commissioner Meyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Commissioner Smart?
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Carl?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. And again, you'll go to the.
Thank you so much.
You'll be going to the village board for a final okay on this.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're getting near the end.
We have to close it.
Oh, yes, thank you. My conscience. A motion to close PSU 0009.
So moved. Second.
Was it Heiken?
Not sure which one, yeah.
Heiken and Meyer. Commissioner Heiken?
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Riles?
Yes.
Commissioner Smart?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Carl?
Yes.
Chairman Johnson?
Yes. All right, next up, we have 4 items, including 3 public hearings related to the reconstruction of the Wheeling Park District's Aquatic Center. These were initially opened at our April 22nd meeting and were continued to today's date at the request of the petitioner.
We did not open them, just so you know, we did not go through the effort of reading all the
Right,
introduction.
we didn't,
Okay.
but we
Yes.
opened it as far as the public
Continuous,
notice.
yes, yes.
Yes.
I'm just reminding you that
Yes.
we will have to read them.
So, with that,
Are we going to open the amendment and the variations, or just the amendment first?
I think we should open them all so that can be
Okay.
discussed as
Yeah.
one topic.
Confluence Incorporated, 325 West Huron Street, Suite 602, Chicago, Illinois. On behalf of the Wheeling Park District property owner, is seeking an amendment to ordinance number 3665, which granted special use and site plan approval for a public park to the Wheeling Park District associated with the reconstruction of the Wheeling Aquatic Center facility located at 105 Community Boulevard, Heritage Park, which is zoned MXT, transit-oriented mixed use, R1, single-family residential, and R2, single-family. Pursuant to Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.10, use regulations and associated sections. A text amendment is an amendment to the map and/or text of the zoning ordinance, which affects the whole village. In order to be considered for a text amendment, the petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how the proposed text amendment is compatible with Title 19 and the comprehensive plan. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that their request meets the standards for text amendment as established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board. Confluence Incorporated at 325 West Huron Street, Suite 602, Chicago. On behalf of Wheeling Park District property owner, requests a variation to permit a reduction in the minimum required number of parking spaces from 356 spaces to 192 spaces associated with the redevelopment of the Wheeling Aquatic Center for the property located at 105 Community Boulevard as required in Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.11.010, off-street parking and loading and associated sections. Variance number 2, Confluence Incorporated at 325 West Huron Street, Suite 602, Chicago. On behalf of the Wheeling Park District property owner, request a variation to permit an increase in the uniformity of the lighting level from 4:1 to 6:1 associated with the redevelopment of the Wheeling Aquatic Center for the property located at 105 Community Boulevard as required in Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 19.11.010, off-street parking and loading and associated sections. A zoning variation is intended to be a method of adjustment to equalize regulations where the zoning code has created an unnecessary hardship. A variation is designed to allow affected property owners the same rights and privileges that others enjoy in the same zoning district. In order to be granted a variation, a petitioner is required to demonstrate through testimony to the Plan Commission at a public hearing that the request meets the standards of the village code, including but not limited to how their individual situation is unique or unusual. Prior to the public hearing, the petitioner provides written statements meant to show that the request for variation meets the standards established in Title 19. The commission chairperson will typically direct that these statements be entered into the record without a full reading of them at the hearing. Based upon the testimony and supporting materials submitted, the Plan Commission will make findings in support of or against the petitioner's testimony and report those findings to the village board.
Thank you. I'll get to the last one. Those are the three public hearings, and we also will have PSP MAJ 26-0006, which is a request for a major site plan and building appearance approval for the construction of the Wheeling Park District Aquatic Center and associated site improvements at, 105 Community Boulevard. With that, Steve.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Take it.
All right, thank you. The Wheeling Park District is ultimately requesting an amendment to their special use via Ordinance 3665, which granted a special use and site plan approval for what was the current Aquatic Center facility. It's since been demoed, it is not there any longer. While the underlying use as a public park has remained unchanged, the amendment to the existing special use is required as the proposed redevelopment that will be discussed tonight includes a substantial reconfiguration and thus replacement of the prior approved plans. In terms of the proposed development, just some short summaries and I'll hand it over to the petitioner. The proposed redevelopment involves demolition of the entire existing aquatic center, the pools, structures, everything related to that, to be fully replaced with a new pool facility, bathhouses, concessions building, and a mechanical building within the same general building envelope as the existing aquatic center. A primary change to the site layout is the reorientation of the main building access from what was previously a north-facing entrance to now a west-facing entrance. This shifts the primary access point further south and west from where it was currently at, and will now will fully utilize the west parking lot that is to the west of the Aquatic Center and south of the Wheeling Town Center. The proposed improvements to that parking lot will include some reconfiguration of the lot due to some incorporation of underground stormwater volume control elements, and will also receive a full landscape treatment. In terms of the building itself, the primary building consists of a bathhouse and concessions, which are in two buildings separated by a guest entry plaza, and they will share an integrated roof structure, which ultimately will appear as one main building element. The primary exterior material will consist of precast concrete panels that incorporate a recessed wave pattern to it. The design is further enhanced through the use of complementary materials, including simulated wood soffit panels at the roof overhangs, perforated stainless steel accent panels, pre-finished metal fascia in varying colors. The separate mechanical building will proposed along the north end of the Aquatic Center and will utilize the existing kind of public entry there now, and they'll incorporate a new access drive, and will involve many of the same design elements as the primary building. A central breezeway will divide the structure and serve as a controlled access point for day campers, maintenance personnel, and emergency vehicles. There will be a smaller location of bathrooms and lockers and showers within this mechanical building, and also obviously the mechanical equipment itself. In terms of parking, the off-street parking standards for outdoor swimming pools requires a parking ratio of 1 space per 8 bathers. And based on the maximum capacity of 2,847 bathers, the total number of parking required is 356. This is a bit of a little bit of a misnomer in the sense of, as the petitioner will elaborate further, the bather count is more reflective of the Cook County Department of Public Health and what their occupancy requirements are. which is slightly different than what the parking requirements intended within the wheeling zoning code. So with the immediate parking that's available, there is a deficiency from a number standpoint, and therefore the petitioner is seeking a variance for that. However, there is a greater distribution of parking throughout the Heritage Park facility. There's an additional 250 parking spaces available at the sports complex parking lot. This has traditionally served as overflow parking for the Aquatic Center and will continue to do so. In addition to that, many of the guests of the Aquatic Center are arrive by multiple modes of transportation, school bus, camp buses, group transportation methods. Therefore, that reduces the parking demand and doesn't again reflect the true parking scenario as the numbers would suggest. In terms of landscaping, there's a comprehensive landscape design for the new Aquatic Center incorporating a variety of canopy and understory trees, evergreen deciduous trees and shrubs, ornamental grasses, perennial plantings, all distributed throughout the site, as well as, again, the enhancements to the west parking lot. There will be an irrigation system as well that combines drip irrigation and standard rotary sprinkler systems. New lighting plan is obviously incorporated as well. Building mounted lighting as well as lighting throughout the Aquatic Center itself. The plan will utilize the existing light fixtures that are currently in that west parking lot. Given that the design and lighting method of those light fixtures, they're outdated, and therefore there's the complication in terms of meeting the lighting ratio of the 4-to-1 requirement. Given that is staff supportive and encouraging of the reuse of these lighting fixtures, results in this slightly off uniformity requirement. And again, that's the other variance that's being requested. In regards to that, and essentially it's just creating a bigger distribution spread than what the 4-to-1 would require. In terms of the physical pools and play structures and everything that occurs in there, those elements are all being finalized with the Park District as well as the Cook County Department of Public Health in terms of the requirements that they need to maintain or comply with. So all of those details will be included in the final construction packet, but those are elements that aren't really, kind of part related to appearance review of the Plan Commission. So all that said, staff is supportive of the items related to the Aquatic Center, and there are varying conditions that are associated with each item that I could summarize at that time.
Okay, thank you. Are the petitioners present? Okay, anyone that's going to speak, I need to swear in for the public hearing parts of this. Do you swear the testimony you're giving tonight to be the truth? Yes. And as you come up, please state your name and business address. Whoever's going to go first.
Jane Bukes, Executive Director, Wheeling Park District. Address for the project is 105 Community Boulevard. Our main office is at 100 Community Boulevard, at the Rec Center.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to go ahead and I'll do it when I get up.
Okay. Go ahead and start.
Tonight, we're in front of the Plan Commission to share the Wheeling Park District Aquatic Center, the new facility that we're really excited about bringing back to the community. As you can tell on the current site, it's been demolished, as Steve said, and we're working towards the next step in this process, which is going in front of the Plan Commission. One of the things I do want to address that Steve brought up is relative to the parking and the capacity of the facility. While the Illinois Department of Health has said we would be able to accommodate over 2,500 guests at one time, it's not the district's intent to ever do that. Currently, we have 1,500 capacity in that facility, and we're looking to stay within those same numbers, just from an operational standpoint, safety and crowd control and those types of things. So therefore, the parking issue should not be of a concern based on the numbers that we would allow in and the fact that, as we reorientated the entrance to be right next to the west parking lot. So that'll be a lot more convenient for our users and really more dedicated parking for the use. So we're very excited about the project, looking to keep moving forward with this, and time is of the essence. We will definitely be down this summer and with the intention of opening in '27. So I also want to thank all the village staff and for the help that you guys have given through this process. It's been very beneficial, both to the team and our staff as well. So with that, I'll turn it over to Terry from Confluence.
Good evening, Terry Burke-Bigler, Confluence Incorporated. As you've heard multiple times, address is 325 West Huron, Suite 602, Chicago. I just want to start by reiterating what Jan said. We really appreciate the work that staff has been putting in to help us move this forward. Obviously, you don't go into this lightly of demolishing a facility if you know you can, or if you don't know that you're going to be able to move quickly into construction, and that's been a priority for the team from the outset. So we really appreciate the support and the understanding of staff that, you know, we want to do things right, but we also want to do things as expeditiously as we can. Can you go back to the plan real quick briefly? Thank you. So as has been stated, this is reorienting the facility, and to kind of, you know, put a pin in the parking again, that it improves the circulation throughout that whole area right now. I mean, you've all driven through between Rec Center and the original Aquatics Center, and how much just conflicting movement there is between cars and vehicles. So simply rotating this entrance was a first decision made by the district that was going to be an improvement, and it really is. And now we're able to maximize the use of that west parking facility, as well as decompress some of the activity in that existing lot by the rec center. And then, you know, just to kind of go back to the IDPH, the Illinois Department of Public Health code, they set a code, a bather capacity based on their code, and that changes over time. But that's really where that 2,800 plus bather capacity number comes from. It's not an actual attendance number by any means. The facility that's being built, the new facility, is essentially the same size program space as what was out there before. Same approximate amount of water, which is your program space, deck space, all of that. The primary area that is increased is number of fixtures to meet the IDPH code. So it's less about the number of people and more about some of those fixtures that had to be added to meet that code. And as Jan mentioned, understanding that we're really not increasing the program space, we're not anticipating a significant increase in attendance. With a new facility like this, yes, you'll see a spike. It's exciting, it's new, you know, people will want to come to see it. But there's no intent that there would be that sort of attendance at this facility. Operationally, it's not set up for that, and, you know, the staff, they don't want that from a safety and operational standpoint. And that was, again, part of the reason we felt like the parking scenario that's laid out makes sense and can all be improved. And then, you know, when we have those peak moments, can be used in the overflow lot by the sports complex. On the lighting, real quick, just to reinforce what Steve was saying, it's simply a way for us to reuse the existing fixtures, or the existing poles, but put in newer, higher performing fixtures. But to do that, to get that spread, to really get the illumination levels we need across the lot, it means there's a little bit brighter light at the pole. So you've got that ratio from pole out to the edge of that fixture spread. That creates that 6-to-1 versus a 4-to-1, and if we'd added more poles. So, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't throw additional light to the neighbors or anything like that. That's not a problem. So that's that one. And then I just want to kind of go over the facility really quick and then touch on the architecture. So if you see, again, everything's oriented to the west. That letter N, those are the two entry buildings. You come in through a main breezeway. The lower southern building would be your admin, your concessions, the lifeguard rooms. That's what's occurring down there. The building to the north is really your bathhouse. That's your locker rooms, your showers, your restrooms. And so people would come in and flow through that building and then enter the facility after going through those. But they've also got the ability to come into that, what is R, which is kind of this welcoming plaza that'll have an overlook out over the facility. It's elevated up, so you kind of have this nice view over the whole facility. And when we lay these out, one of the things you want to do is give the families the opportunity to really see everything so they can decide, where do I want to go? I've got littles, I want to go up to the splash pad and see, and that play structure up there, or my teenagers are going to go back there to the slides and the diving boards, or I've got toddlers and I want to go to that A, which is the zero depth and recreational pool, and kind of for all the families in the middle. Or hey, I don't have kids, I don't want to mess with the noise, I'm going to go to B where the adult pool is. And we've got kind of a separate resort style pool that'll happen there. And so if you compare that to what you have today, the new feature really is that adult pool. It's replacing what was originally called the peanut pool. So that peanut shaped play pool that was out by the play structure, that's being replaced with other recreational water, but now we have this adult pool. And that was something that the district heard from the community as a place for the adults to go and lounge and just kind of have a little bit of separation. Okay? So architecturally, really want to talk mostly about that upper image. So as mentioned, the primary material here is a precast concrete material. Not just standard gray, it'll have a lighter, whiter color integrated into that, which helps to bring out some of the shadowing created by the form liner. So it really is creating this, playing on water. It should be fun. It's an aquatic facility. We want to have fun. So it's really emulating that flow of water, with the wave action being what you see on the base. And then that blue stripe is still, it's exposed. It's a glass aggregate that's embedded into that precast. So it gives you that blue wave. So we're adding a little bit of color there to really sort of, that's the edge of the water, if you will, before it sort of ripples out into the ocean. And then the bubbles. So that's what those blue dots are. So kind of sort of giving you that sense that if you're underwater and you see the bubbles rise periodically, that's what we're trying to play up there. And again, those are just a similar exposed glass aggregate that's embedded into those precast panels. So really trying to play up the theme of water across that main facade. And then there'll be some other images. So this shows without the landscape really, but then you'll see some images later in this that show the landscape. The backside, which is that lower image, that's on the inside. So once you're in the facility, you've got the blue panels there. That's where you've got all the lockers. So that's what that's showing. Off to the left of that image is the concession patio. And so all the concessions will be served out of those windows. And then you can kind of see the breezeway there, which is where people would enter the facility. And then the bathhouse and locker room exits over on the right-hand side. And this is what it looks like when you introduce the landscaping that's in our landscape plan. So you can see how you still see that really creative movement of the wall, but it's scaled down with the introduction of the landscape. So providing some variety there. And then that grand entrance with that swooping roof structure really helps to accentuate the entrance and make it, it's really an iconic civic structure, and it wants to be, and that's our place to celebrate that. And then one thing, well, I didn't mention on that, but you can see it here, that upper image on the right, there's also a patio that's provided that's outside the facility that will have access, it'll have views of the amphitheater. And that was something else that is unique to this, is being able to provide a place for people to do something if they're not in the aquatics. And then they'll have access to concessions. So they'll be serving windows outside the fence of the aquatics. So when there's special events, they'll also be serving food for those people, those patrons as well, even when the aquatic center is closed. So it's planned to have, and then there's also restroom access out on the front of the building, so people have access to restrooms and concessions for those events. And then the mechanical building. So this is I would start on the bottom here. The bottom image is the exterior facade. So that's what you would see if you're driving by Community Boulevard. You're going to look and you're going to see that. You'll see in a minute, though, how much the landscape and the berming helps to screen that. Still an attractive building, but one of the things we want to do is not make it look like it's a place for people to park. There are a couple of parking spaces for facility staff that'll have to be there and for delivery of chemicals and things, but we don't want it to be too inviting for the public to park there. That breezeway in this is really, Steve mentioned this, so there are a lot of campers that come over from the rec center. So this is a way for them to be able to come in. The staff will have access to be able to get them in this route, and they don't have to walk all the way around to the new western entrance. So that's the primary purpose of that breezeway, as well as then quick access for emergency vehicles if that's needed. And then this is just the face of that building from, that would be the western end of the building. But you can see the green, the berming that's coming up. So the eastern, northeastern end of that building is going to be built into the landscape and bermed. And then you'll see in some of these other illustrations how that also then integrates the tall slide tower that'll be adjacent to this building. So this is where, again, landscaping, berming off to the left and right to really help mask some of the parking that's there. There's also a trash enclosure. You can kind of see a little bit of brown peeking up over the hedge there. So there's trash enclosure there for the facility. But you get a sense that we want the building to be attractive, but we don't want people to think this is where they need to come park. And it'll have signage at this, it says, maintenance only and some of that directional signage. But then from here, you can begin to see the slide tower. It's taller than what was out there before, and it's also going to be a bit of a beacon for the facility. So now just a few more images, and we'll be happy to answer questions. So this gives you a view of the whole facility. You can see, the building, the landscape, how it all works together, and then you can see that, kind of the shade structures, the color of the slides in the distance, and then, just the whole landscaped area within the complex. Okay, and this is another view looking over the play structure and splash pad on the north side, and you can see that big curved edge of the pool would be that zero depth or beach entry. So that's where the toddlers can come in and play, providing a lot of shade. There are other sprays and things in that zero depth that just aren't showing up in this. So a lot of fun activities. You can see that adult pool off to the upper right. So trying to really landscape and give that some separation. And the idea is that if somebody wants to go there, they can. They don't have to walk through the main part. You still come in the main entrance, but you don't have to go walk through all the kids running around. You've got your own little quiet access way there, and then you can see the slides off to the upper left, and diving boards and drop slide there, kind of the upper center, and then one more, I think. Yeah, there might be another one. So this is a view from the lake side, looking to the northeast. You can see that would be the rec center off in the distance there. And again, just kind of gives you an overview of the whole facility. Oh, and that's it. So happy to answer questions you might have for us.
All right. Just as a reminder, we're covering all 4 dockets, so let's start with Commissioner Meyer again.
Good evening. Thank you for sharing your beautiful design with us. The question I had was a bit about lighting. So I understand you're reusing the existing poles, but you're changing the fixtures, is that correct?
Correct. So yeah, replacing those with a more efficient LED fixture so we can get better distribution, but in order to get that spread, it's just going to be a little brighter at the base of the pole than what the 4-to-1 ratio would allow.
Got it. Okay. Happy to hear you're using LED fixtures just because, they bring so many advantages. Talk to me a little bit about, bicycle racks and ADA access, that sort of thing.
Sure. So bicycle racks are located out at the front. They may show up on one of those renderings. I'm not sure. There's a sidewalk. Let's just stop there. They're not shown here, but there is a sidewalk right up. You can see that man standing up in the front there. The bike racks have been installed or been shown on the plan in that general area.
Okay.
That's, to get them to meet the code requirement for distance from the entrance.
Okay. And then.
And ADA?
Yes.
So fully accessible, so you can come into the facility right off of the parking lot. And that part of the reason the distance is there is because we wanted to do that in a very direct route so people didn't have to, because the building does sit up elevated. There's a mound there today that we're trying to take advantage of. So we didn't want to have to create a bunch of switchbacks. And then once you're in the facility, there is an accessible route for you to get down, from N all the way down around to where that O is, and then you circulate past that into the adult pool or into the main area. So it's all accessible, and then we've got to provide, accessibility into the pool. That has to be provided as well.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Carl?
I guess my only question here is O, is that additional retention? Or what am I looking at up there?
That's just landscape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a landscape bed. So all of the darker green on that drawing is landscaped area, the lighter green is turf.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's within the facility though?
Yeah, so the black line that goes around is the fence.
Okay.
And then everything within that, there are lawn terraces where people can throw out beach blankets or towels. And then the dark green is the landscape. And then, the one thing I would say when we started looking at this, first and walked through the pre-existing facility, there was a lot of landscaping in that facility, and that was important for the district to bring that same quality and character, which is also the reason you'll see rock into the landscape. And I didn't really touch on this, but the slides are all kind of built into mounds. So trying to bring some of that same character, but not have a bunch of these exposed slide tower structures. So, they really asked us to go beyond what, a lot of other providers are doing in terms of that sort of extra level of detail.
That looks awesome.
Remember, O is also the bioretention.
Yeah, there's some.
Oh, that O.
Yeah,
Look at that, two O's.
That's what I was looking at, yeah. It looked like it.
Sorry, I was looking at the O in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is good. Oh, so Don, you need to get up here and say your name now. You're breaking the rules.
Now you're trapped.
Yep, you're stuck now. You opened it.
All right, good evening. Don Matthews with Gaywalt Hamilton, 625 Forest Edge Drive in Vernon Hills. So yes, the detention is handled within the lakes themselves, but there's an additional requirement for what we call volume control, which is intended to try to retain the water on site and let it to seep into the soil. So that zone up on the upper right is a bioretention zone. And then within the parking lot itself, you can see there's two islands which don't exist today that we're introducing. And those are essentially depressed islands where we're allowing the water to run into that zone to infiltrate into the soil. So those are the two additional stormwater features.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have a couple of errant O's now that I'm looking at this that are within the fenced area. Those were the ones I saw. Good
All right,
catch. Good catch.
No, that's all I got.
Commissioner Sprague?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening.
Good evening.
Love the look of the building. It's beautiful. Also, I love the idea of utilizing the parking lot on the west side and moving all that traffic away from the rec center. But there are two concerns I have. One, you kind of touched on, and that's that the lighting doesn't affect the one building right to the north there. And then the other is, did you consider at all when there's an event at the amphitheater for that parking?
Yeah, so on the lighting, first off, yes, the lighting we would have to put shields up regardless, just to meet the city standard. So that won't be an issue, and not adding additional fixtures that beyond what's there today helps with that. Yes, there will be peak events whenever there's an event going on at the amphitheater. And there are, people at the pool at night. Typically those probably where pool attendance is not as heavy at night. So when those events would be going on at the amphitheater, we're not expecting the peak volume at the pool. But at the same time, there are going to be times whenever there's stuff going on at the sports complex and at the pool and at the amphitheater. And those are going to be those special events. It's just like we say, you don't design the church for Easter. It's similar with this. We would rather have, the parking being full on those peaks and not empty on the day-to-day. And so that's really the balance we're striking.
Okay. Yeah, I can just picture on a 90-degree, 7 o'clock evening, and there's an event, you may have a little bit of a problem with the parking.
Yeah, so looking at 25 data, attendance data, some of the higher numbers, the peak numbers were around 1,800. Might have been one that was close, a little above 1,800, and that was a string of days when it was in the 90s. And that's total attendance throughout the day. That's not all at one time, and that's something to keep in mind as well is, that's a few hundred people throughout the day, and then they're spiking from 1 to 4 o'clock. But yeah, it's, we hope we have that problem.
Yeah,
Don't think
right.
it would really be a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
And then one other thing, I've seen on social media quite a few concerns about shade. Will there be, because in the pictures,
Yes.
it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of shade.
So there's quite a bit of shade. If you go to maybe the plan view, well, any of these will work. So there's shade, those triangles, the green triangles are shade. There's shade all around the adult pool in the distance. There's some cream colored cabanas that show up there. There is shade. There are two, you can kind of see over by the mechanical building, we've got 2 large rental tents. They're sort of a darker green rectangle. So those are, large tents for shade where groups can rent them out for parties. And then up in the terrace lawn to the north, maybe just go one more if you could, Steve, sorry. Maybe another one, is that it? Well, there are umbrellas out in the lawn that are permanent. I mean, you come in there, they're in place. So there you can see some shade out in the lawn. There's shade. There's just right by the lawn there to the south of the slides. We've got some. So there's quite a bit of shade. It's that balance again of people that want the sun versus want the shade. And the benefit of it is, as it starts to grow, if staff and the district is like, hey, let's add more, that's an easy one to add.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
All right, Commissioner Heiken.
Yeah, my question was the same with the parking. You've answered that. At this point, I'll just say the community's making a large sacrifice by going a full year with no pool, but I think the end result will be well worth it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Smart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Couple questions on parking. Everybody still comes down Community Drive, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, some will, sure, from Community Drive, or they'll come off.
Northgate,
Is it Northgate, the one that comes by?
Starbucks?
Yeah. So they'd come that way. But it's the same exterior perimeter circulation is in place that's there today. So
Okay.
however they would access that parking lot today is how they will in the future.
We also, the village is opened up to.
Little louder.
The village is, we've opened up that access on the, I guess, east
West-
side.
West side.
West side?
So they will be coming in that way through as well. And hopefully we'll be directing traffic to come in more, utilizing that drive and open up into that lot on the backside of the parking lot. So they won't be coming through in between the community recreation center as they have in the past.
They won't be coming down the street
That
right
we're going
here?
to try to direct them to come the other way, yes. So remember they.
So this is open now?
Yes, there's a, so Community
That's
Boulevard
huge.
kind of terminated and stopped
Are you
short.
saying that this is open right now?
It is.
Yes, over here.
That's huge.
And that will help even with events
Yes.
and leaving and traffic
Yeah.
flow.
Okay.
And our goal is to direct Aquatic Center users to use that, so they
Right.
aren't going through the in-between, like they
And
have
then
now.
leave the fitness center people parking where they're currently parking.
Correct.
And then as far as the parking spaces from last year compared to next year, it's the same, right? This lot existed last year.
Yes,
Right.
yes. There's a reduction, I think, of 8 spaces.
I think, yeah,
Eight
eight
spaces.
fewer spaces to
Okay.
make room for some of the improvements for storm drainage.
And
Okay.
bus drop-off has been incorporated in this design, which isn't provided for currently. So the school buses, the large vehicles, will now have a space to actually pull off and unload down in this southern area of the parking lot, which isn't there now and hasn't been a part of the current aquatic center. So it was a very kind of cumbersome process for large buses and everything. So the buses will have a better way to access the facility through the other connections, as well as have a dedicated drop-off area now that they can drop off.
So the buses are coming through this new 6-month?
They could come through either, they probably won't come through the town center, given the amount of
Okay.
turns you have to take, but there's a more direct route with the drive between the community center here and town center.
Okay.
There's a direct drive that goes right through there, plus, the existing community boulevard. There's now an additional way to get to the aquatic center, and now that there's dedicated areas for unloading and loading now, which will greatly improve the transition between the bus traffic.
Okay. Thank you. That's very, very helpful. Pass it down. I do share Commissioner Sprague's concern with the high-volume events. I think the music is Thursday and Sunday evenings through the whole summer. So it's not a one-off. It's twice a week.
Sure.
That I think you're going to have high volume. However, I recognize this is fully seasonal. It's
Right.
something we should be able to deal with. I have one other question, and it's a stormwater question. My understanding is this parking lot's not getting any bigger because we're on floodplains, wetlands, that kind of thing. There was some reference in the stormwater report about village credits. Can someone just explain that to me? Anyone? I'm looking at
Todd,
Kyle.
if you want to take it. Sure. So when the lakes were originally constructed, there was excess storage provided for both detention and flood storage. So both the village and the park district had some credits available in the lake for detention and what we call compensatory storage for flood storage. We're using some of our credits, or I think we're using the majority of our credits for detention. We're not using any of the credits for compensatory storage because we're not losing any flood storage with our development here. But you're right, we're using some of the credits that were available when the lakes were originally constructed for our improvements. And really the reason behind that is not so much as that the impervious area has increased considerably. It's maybe about ½ acre of new impervious area, but because the rainfall data since the lakes were originally constructed have changed, the requirements for detention are a little more elevated than they were in the past. So we're dipping into our credits a little bit for that reason.
And that's pretty consistent with our understanding as well. Not taking, any of the village credits, the park district still has some remaining credits in Heritage Lake.
Okay, all right. This is just beautiful.
Great, thank
So
you.
thank you. Nothing further. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Riles.
Thank you. Good evening. Just to say, piggyback on the parking, that is a major concern, and I know the reduction in spaces, and it is a very high volume area with activity taking place during the summer months. But not only with the musical, concerts that are going on, but there are 5K races that are taking place earlier in the morning. There are group walkings and things of that nature. So obviously, I'm guessing you're going to make accommodations to make sure that there's not a lot of confusion, or because it can be, and
Right.
I can see potentially some issues occurring.
Yeah. Well, and again, Jan mentioned, it'll come down to programming. A lot of that will come down to programming and how the district will program those events. Again, the facility has been there and these events have been there. We're reorganizing where
Right.
people park. So that's the main change. It's not that we're adding those people that weren't there. We're parking them in a more efficient place now. So really then it's going to be just how are we programming it? How is the
Sure,
programming it?
because the entrance is changing.
Right.
That makes a big difference, like a huge difference. And my other question is, with the outdoor seating outside the facility, so to speak, will people who are, going to these concerts or, these races or whatever, will they be able to have access to the seating?
Sure.
Or,
Yeah, so that would all be open, so somebody taking a walk on the trail could walk up there, have a seat, grab something to drink, anytime that the seating and everything is out there. Now, it's probably not gonna be there year-round. In the winter, it may come in, or, it may be year-round as well. So that's just, again, operationally, what seems to be working. It'll be open, it's not in a fenced area.
And you guys will have, staff clear it out, clean it up, because as humans, we do things that, so, just to make sure that it's tidy or whatever.
It'll have to be managed just like anything else, and especially since there are going to be concessions served, there would be staff at the end of a night cleaning that up for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think we've talked enough about parking, because that was about the only thing I was going to bring up. What are the normal hours for the Aquatic Center? I know you have special event nights and
Right.
things like that.
Typically 10 to 7.
10 to 7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's some change to that depending on the days of the week and so forth, but that's
Yeah.
normal, more hours.
Yeah, then you have National Night Out and
Right.
things like that, yeah. Okay. Well, Steve, I guess we're gonna have to get into each one of these separately with the conditions. So.
Yes. In regards to docket number PSP, oh wait, sorry, this is the major.
PSU.
Let me go to PSU. In regards to docket PSU, where is this? 26-0003, there's one condition. This is related to the special use. Special use approval is contingent upon approval of docket numbers PV 26-006, PV 26-007, and docket number PSP MAJ 25-006.
All right. Are there any questions on the amendment for the special use? Not a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer, Riles. Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. Now, conditions on PV 26-0006.
Parking, correct.
Yes.
Okay, for docket PV 26-006, one condition similar to the special use. This is approval of the variance is contingent upon approval of docket numbers PSU 26-003, PV 26-007, and PSP MAJ 25-0006.
All right. Any other questions on the parking variation? If not, motion.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer, Carl. Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson.
Yes. And conditions on PV 26-0007, which probably sound much like the
Yeah,
last
it's
one.
very similar, except it just swaps out one docket number. So this is approval of this variance is contingent upon docket numbers PSU 26-003, PV 26-6-006, and PSP MAJ 25-0006.
Got too many zeros.
Well, too many.
Okay, any other questions on that one? Then a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer, Carl. Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson.
Yes. And finally, conditions on PSP MAJ 25-0006.
Yes, major site plan and appearance approval is contingent upon approval of docket numbers PSU 26-0003, PV 26-0006, and PV 26-0007. Number 2, a building permit must be obtained from the Community Development Department prior to commencing any construction of the aquatic center or parking lot, which shall include the following items to be submitted with the building permit application. 2A, architectural elevation/details for the pergola structure proposed over the concession seating area. 2B, construction-ready irrigation plans. 2C, specification for the trash enclosure panels and gates indicating the color of the composite material. 2D, detailed products, specifications for any shade structures and umbrellas, cabanas, party shelters, etc., including identification of materials and colors. And then item 3, unobstructed access path, a minimum of 18 inches in width, shall be maintained within the landscaped area to provide access to the fire department connection.
Okay. Any questions on the major site plan? Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Meyer, Carl. Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Chairman Johnson.
Yes.
All right,
We are done.
thank you very much.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you for coming.
Thank you.
Hopefully it goes up as fast as it came down.
Yeah.
I thought you were putting up ski hills out there. Okay, to wrap this up, we need motion to close the public hearings for PSU 26-0003, PV 26-0006, and PV 26-0007.
So moved.
Unison.
Smart, Meyer. Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Carl.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. All right, we're almost done, folks. So now we have approval of minutes of the regular meeting of April 22nd, 2026, including the findings of fact for docket numbers PV 250014, PV 250015, PV 26-0008, PV 250016, and PV 26-0005.
So moved.
Second.
Sprague, Meyer. Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Carl.
Abstain.
Threw that one in there. Chairman Johnson.
Yes. Other business. Steve, do we have any other business to discuss?
Nothing to add.
Next time look like a light one, or? I
So
didn't
far,
see any
it's-
public hearing notices.
No, so far, there are no public notices, so we have a couple of petitions that are working through the process that don't require public notice, so those may be a potential, but not as significant number as we had tonight.
Well, a lot of that was backed up from last time.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Marcy, if you're watching, I hope your recovery is going well.
Yes. Speedy recovery.
Anybody else got any other business to bring up? Nope.
Nope.
Gentlemen in the bleachers over there, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in
Hart,
favor?
Meyer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.